Update news: Trent to Real Madrid. Liverpool striker leaving and Szoboszlai'S warning. Welcome to LFC Transfer Daily News. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I have seen the latest Trent Alexander-Arnold to Real Madrid rumors. Something doesn't add up. It seems almost every day there is room for twists and turns in the Trent Alexander-Arnold contract saga. This week's big blow to Liverpool came in the form of rumored contract talks with suitors Real Madrid. Up until now, the Spanish giants have played a vulture-esque role in the tale, waiting for the 25-year-old's future at his boyhood club to be dead before swooping in. But now it is suggested by reports in their country that their interest has indeed advanced into something more, capitalizing on the defender's apparent lack of response to recent refreshed Anfield contract proposals. For all their fears of the worst, Liverpool supporters know well and truly this contradicts what Alexander-Arnold has said himself about the situation. Following last month's 3-0 win over Bournemouth, he stated, "I have always said I want to captain the club, that is an aim of mine and a goal of mine, but whether that happens is out of my hands. Look, I have been at the club 20 years now, I have signed 4 or 5 contract extensions and none of those have been played out in public. And this one won't be either. I want to be a Liverpool player this season, as a minimum, is what I will say." And now, as a beacon of hope, former Premier League striker Darren Bent, now a pundit for TalkSport, has revealed what his sources have explained to him about the ongoing drama. "I mean, reports that I heard are that they haven't really reached out to him at all. Big journalist told me that," announced the man who once sank red hearts via a goal helped beyond Pepe Reina by a wayward beach ball. He continued, "What I've heard is that Real Madrid are quite big on the dressing room and Dani Carvajal, what is he, 32? So bringing someone in now would upset the dressing room, because he's such a big player, because he's won everything for them. Maybe in a year's time he says I'm going, then they bring another one in, but the timing is off for that." In another twist, Bent claims he knows Carvajal's true successor. Achraf Hakimi is the next one, he has been told. Quizzed if Liverpool's number 66 would be swayed by the lure of the Santiago Bernabeu, he concluded, that is the only place he would want to go, other than staying at Liverpool. Liverpool striker set to leave in January, confirms respected journalist. At just 18 years old, Jadon Danns is a player earmarked for a long-term future at Anfield. Despite being sidelined with a back injury at the beginning of the season, the player is making positive progress towards a recovery. He posted an update about his injury and how he is back running on his Instagram account earlier this week, before confirming he passed his driving test. Yet another momentous moment for the teenager. The youngster is regarded very highly at the club after catching the eye last season by scoring an ample amount of goals for the club's academy sides and even making his mark on the first team. But he is yet to prove himself in front of Arne Slot after injury prevented him from being involved with the first team since the summer. Arne Slot's plans for Jadon Danns revealed. In an update on his YouTube channel, journalist David Lynch for Anfield Agenda said, "Liverpool's plan isn't necessarily to loan him out straight away but for him to be involved in first-team training. The idea is to get him in and around training between now and January, let the manager have a really close look at him because he's a very promising player, and then make the decision on whether he makes the move out and goes for a loan in the second half of the season. He's very, very close now to coming back." The 18-year-old is considered to be a talent the club wants to work closely with in the future, and the sooner Arne Slot gets to see what the player can do, the quicker his development can be fast-tracked. Across 7 appearances for the Liverpool U21s last season, Danns scored 3 goals and 1 assist. However, it was Danns' involvement in Liverpool's domestic cup sides that really brought the player to fans' attention. With just 9 minutes of professional experience in Liverpool's first team against Luton in the Premier League, he was brought on days later in the Reds' Carabao Cup winning match against Chelsea in a contest dubbed Clark's Kids vs the Blue £1 billion Bottle Jobs. Just a few days after that, Danns marked his 3rd appearance for the club with a brace in the FA Cup against Southampton, announcing himself as one of the bright stars in Liverpool's academy that everyone should look out for in the future. Dominic Szoboszlai says Liverpool have lost important 12th man. When Liverpool plays at Anfield, the atmosphere can be electric and it is well documented how the fans can push the players on in times of adversity. However, while the fans' support never fails, Dominic Szoboszlai feels the club is still missing the 12th man this season. For Szoboszlai, this 12th man in question relates directly to the departure of Jurgen Klopp. In an interview with Men in Blazers, he said, Jurgen was the 12th man on the pitch, so if he could then he would run onto the pitch and do some tackles or whatever. The new manager is more calm and he knows that what we have planned is going to work out somehow. To illustrate just how involved Klopp was with his team, we only need to think back to the last-minute winner from Divock Origi against Everton at Anfield, where the ex-Liverpool boss ran on the pitch to celebrate with Alisson Becker. Likewise, Klopp famously pulled his hamstring during Liverpool's last-minute winner against Tottenham Hotspur last season, also at Anfield. The man bled Liverpool, going through the same emotions every fan went through on the sidelines. The transition to Arne Slot's management. In comparison to Jurgen, Slot acts in a much more emotionless manner on the touchline, standing quietly on the sidelines while admiring his tactics at work. This is not to say Slot doesn't care, nor that he doesn't go through exactly what the fans do in the stands, more in the sense that the characters of the two coaches are different and the relationship that Klopp had with the club will take time for Slot to build, in his own unique way, and Arne Slot's calm approach does not need to be viewed in the prism of one being better than the other. Slot's start to the season has been mightily impressive, and although the system has changed in certain areas, it looks likely that Slot's ideas can find success on Merseyside too. What seems most important to point out is that the way Liverpool play seems to have more control this season, in line with the calmness brought by Slot. The players spend more time on the ball, passing it around and figuring out exactly how they intend to pry open the opposition's defense, as opposed to Klopp's heavy metal approach of attacking the game head-on and feeding off of the emotion of the crowd. While the lack of a 12th man may signify Liverpool to be worse off this season, it was always going to be different without the talisman of Klopp leading the team on the sidelines. Slot has proved that his approach can work just as well, so far. Thanks for watching. Like and comment, subscribe.